Hello, I'm Doug McConnell. Well, I was born and raised in California and have had the chance to travel across the state more times than I can count. Well, I love its beauty and its diversity, but truly there is no place more special to me than right here, Yosemite National Park. This is overhanging rock at Glacier Point with spectacular views of Yosemite National Park all around. Of course, Yosemite is world famous for its grand vistas and its scenic wonders. In the next half hour, we'll look at its remarkable scenery, we'll see it through the eyes of noted photographers, and we'll find out about the terrific work of a nonprofit organization, the Yosemite Fund, working to preserve and protect this park for generations to come. For over 100 years, visitors have come to Yosemite Valley to take in its remarkable scenery. But its rugged terrain challenged many of the early travelers making the journey by horseback or stagecoach. It became quite clear early on that people's fascination with Yosemite would continue to grow, so new ways to get to the park needed to be created. In 1933, the Wawona Tunnel was completed, connecting the park's southern entrance to the valley. What visitors saw coming out of the tunnel was truly America the Beautiful. They were greeted by incredible views of Half Dome, El Capitan, Sentinel Rock, and Bridal Veil Falls. The tunnel view overlook, first known as Discovery View, opened with great fanfare at an event called the Pageant of Progress, attended by hundreds of people. But after 75 years, it was in need of a major makeover to make it safer and more accessible. The National Park Service, along with its partner, the Yosemite Fund, came together to restore this national treasure.
Tunnel view is one of those iconic vistas that hits you over the head with what you're in, like a Yosemite National Park, just like your first view of the Statue of Liberty or your first view of something like the heads at Mount Rushmore. And it's the sort of image that you would see in a tour company on the streets of Paris, encouraging people to come to America. This is what you want people to see.
You come around here and you look out here and there's a great view of Yosemite Valley.
Yes, and it's the whole of Yosemite Valley. This is some of the most iconic elements that people have. El Capitan on the left-hand side. You've got Clouds Rest in the distance, Half Dome, which everybody aspires to hike to the top of, which I know you've done. And then the cathedrals and Bridal Veil Falls. It's all packed into one place. If you had any one of those standing alone by itself, it could be a national park site.
That's Bob Hansen. Like so many before him, Bob was moved the first time he came through Tunnel View as a child. Back then, he probably never knew what a big part this park would play in his life. But for the last 20 years, Bob has been president of the Yosemite Fund, which is committed to preserving and improving the park. For the Yosemite Fund, the Tunnel View project was very important because of the significant impact this vista has on visitors from all around the world. I'm hearing languages from all over.
Yes, yes, and that's, you know, you see, Americans are here for sure, but people from all across America and all over the world. Some 40 countries are pretty much represented in the visitation.
And it's no wonder, look at this view.
Oh, it does, yeah.
It doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
There is a reason why this is a primary destination.
Yet with all its popularity, the tunnel vista was, let's say, not very user-friendly. But with the help of the Yosemite Fund, it was a challenge the Park Service could overcome. Park Superintendent Mike Tollefson describes the importance of the project and the fund's involvement.
Tunnel View had not been touched, and it was definitely showing its wear. The rock walls were falling down. To take your family photo, someone had to stand in the roadway. The trees had grown up where the view used to be, and it was just not what it should be.
And what it should be is what it is today. After 2 years of planning, the Tunnel View Overlook Restoration Project was completed and reopened in grand fashion.
Today was a home run. we not only finished the project and could cut the ribbon and say, all right, American public, come and see the new tunnel view, but we also, I think, represented some bridge building that's been going on between entities like the fund and the kind of partnership and collaboration that everybody is really immersed in right now.
Now the overlook features larger and safer viewing areas, unimpeded views, wheelchair accessibility, educational exhibits, a rebuilt trailhead, revamped parking areas, and clearer circulation patterns for vehicles and pedestrians.
I think it's historic, and it had been obscured by the trees growing up and by the nature of the original layout. Didn't allow for people to really spread out and enjoy this view, and you couldn't even see it.
Since 1988, when the Yosemite Fund was created, it's always had a priority of working closely with its donors.
Of course, the tunnel view is sort of the logo for the Yosemite Fund, so it's important to the organization as well as to the members and to the general public.
So far, $50 million have been raised by the fund to help make needed improvements to restore the park. A bit later, we'll take a look at some of the other projects that have come from the partnership between the Park Service and the Yosemite Fund. Stay with us as we meet some of the guys behind the lens, photographers who've captured some of Yosemite Park's most captivating shots. The Tunnel View project is just one of many benefiting from the generosity of the Yosemite Fund and its partners, improving the approach to Yosemite Falls, repairing hiking trails, and meadow restoration are a few examples of other success stories. To learn more about these projects and how you can help, go to YosemiteFund.org.